said and became a tool in the hands of the US. Israeli airplanes get into Lebanon without bombing. That means it came, break the sound barrier and left 11,000 times in 1 year. And the resolution 1701, from the first article in it, it says Hezbollah is responsible for breaking or from starting this war. Okay. Once you break my sovereignty, you destroy my dignity 11,000 times in 1 year, and once I kidnap a soldier for you, I will be responsible for this war. So let's start from this point. That means this resolution is unfair resolution. So the Israelis failed to achieve their goals in war. They gained part of it in political way, which is the resolution. That's why till now we are under siege, again because of resolution 701. Nothing is allowed to get into Lebanon unless it passes through the Israeli checking point, because they are in the sea, in the land, and even the airplanes, they have to land in Jordan, check in Jordan, then they come to the Lebanese airport. That gives them the right for self-defense. So we are still in a state of war. It's not peace. Read it for tomorrow, what may happen tomorrow. We are still in war. So we are expecting the Israelis to create another reason, because here they are using the policy, I don't know if the terminology is correct or not, we name it to start the war before it starts. That means there's a truck moving from, let's say, from Syria toward Lebanon. I think it may have weapons, so I have the right to bomb it. So the Israeli may bomb whatever they wish under the name of self-defense, and here you may start again. Okay, when they bomb me, what I have to do to say thank you, my friends, you bombed me? No way. I have to answer.
So, I would like to ask you a question about the prisons. Yeah, of course, I prefer, of course. So, yes, we can start for the prisoners.
For the prisoners, Israel says it has only 8 prisoners. The most well-known Samir al-Antar, which is in the Israeli prisons from 28 years. And the last few months ago, Israel kidnapped a fisher with his son, so that raised the number to be 8. Why, in fact, we have 28 prisoners in the Israeli prisons. And just to show one point, which is the resistance does not belong only to Hezbollah. We have the prisoners, for example, Samir are 28 years, that means before the existence of Hezbollah. And we have 2 communists again from a long time ago in the Israeli prisons. And as I told you, this is what Israel is saying. It has 8, well, in fact there are 28. Just again to show one point, we have 18 dead martyrs in Israeli having them or occupying them to be exchanged with them. All these the dead 18 martyrs are from the Communist Party, and again they are before the existence of Hezbollah. As I said, we agree with Hezbollah in resisting, but from a ideological point of view, we are different. Just we are agreeing on the resistance of the Israeli, and till now we have part of our lands are occupied by the Israelis. To exchange, the Hezbollah kidnapped the 2 soldiers to be exchanged with these 8 prisoners, as the Israelis saying or claiming they are only 8. Again, the question is, the government never asked about this 8, never did any actions to release this 8, what's happening. So it was a normal procedure to kidnap soldiers and exchange them with prisoners.
And are they going to be released?
Unfortunately, again, if we read Resolution 1701 from UN, it never mentioned the releasing of the Lebanese. We named them Lebanese, not Hezbollah party or Communist Party, we named them Lebanese prisoners in the Israeli prisons. But they go now, the news saying there are certain kind of negotiations between Hezbollah and the Israeli through the Germans and the Italians to exchange the captured people.
What do you think for the Turkish soldiers and actually Turkish government relationship with the Lebanese government and also Turkish
will participate with the UNIFIL? The Turkish will participate with the UNIFIL, and as far as I know, the last announcement saying it will reduce its forces to the minimum number and prefers to support with, let's say, logistic things, not with soldiers. Now, the relation between Lebanon and Turkey, from the governmental point of view, it's normal, good relations between as any two friend countries.
And the last question, because this is also
a historical hint about the communist resistance, very brief, and going till today what we did.
Yes, also we would like to see your perspective, from your perspective, to the future. How it affects the party's policy and the structure or social relationship with people, this kind of thing. Because what I understand, this was quite good with the communicate with the people, and especially in the south, because just you say there is no electricity, but they are helping people. They are giving them kind of support, because I know they have a hospital, they have a TV channel, so this kind of things. So how it affects, I mean, your movement? Sorry, my trying to explain what I think, but it's...
We as a communist party, we started the resistance against the Israeli from the 70s. Until today, we are resisting the Israelis. But all of us knows that nature doesn't know fixed things. Everything may change with time. Now, with the emergence of Hezbollah with the full support we come here, and the collapse of USSR, all of these effects, we will not go into details, made the communists all over the world a little bit weaker, and we can read it in Lebanon. We are still doing our best to resist. That's why we agreed with Hezbollah on the level on the part of resisting the occupation, and we disagree with Hezbollah from an ideological point of view. Hezbollah was able to spread the Lebanese social structure, especially the Shiites, because it is a religious people, and we know that Lebanon is a sectarian country, from the governmental structure down to the bottom of the social structure of Lebanon. It's divided according to sects. Hezbollah did services, social services in specific in the ignored areas, and tried to support his sect. This gave him the chance to spread, and we can say to put away the secular parties in general, and that means the Communist Party part of this secularism movement in the country. So we can say, if we read the facts as it is, partly